Oh boy. I've decided to undertake a new project.
We see people remodel RVs all the time. Can it really be that hard?
What do you got there?
The world's tiniest mule.
Alright, we're back home at Jessica's parents doing a little mooch docking, which is great because we have 50 amp service, bought a macerator pump, and we got water, so basically full hookups. Can't beat that. Signed my next travel nurse contract, and that's just going to be a local assignment, so I'll be taking that fully taxed, which is something that I've never done before, so I can touch on that and see how that goes compared to your more traditional travel nurse contracts where you get stipends. We are also in the middle of scheduling repairs for the RV. As we might have shown earlier, we have a very large gap near our bedroom slide, and we've been in contact with Alliance about getting that hole in the side of the RV near the bedroom slide repaired. They don't think it's a chassis break, and they think it might just be that one of the side panel welds have broken loose, which is on the better side of news, but it sounds like we'll be able to head down there around December and get that repaired at the factory. So we will definitely keep you updated on that. Thankfully it'll be stationary though, so it shouldn't get any more stress or wear on that until we move again. And the next projects are involving Pearl. As you know, we have broken the windshield on the Elcan. I got that scheduled to come get replaced. As you can see, we are now missing our fender flares and mud flaps. So our fender flares took a beating on the Elcan. Rock chips, and I think I showed you it actually, that big piece of paint that peeled off about the size of my fist, and it only got worse by the time we got home. So I'm going to take those in, get all those repainted, and I think I'm going to try to add some of that clear rock chip guard on it this time to see if it just helps prevent some of those chips from happening. So me and Jess have decided to undertake a new project after looking at possibly upgrading to the new 382 rear kitchen.
Oh, that price tag.
Yeah, the price tags are not friendly. We still really love our 310, but we just decided we're going to do some interior redecorating.
Some minor upgrades to it.
And it's going to start. Valances are coming off.
I'm pretty excited about this.
And then we're going to graduate to removing the furniture and doing a whole new desk and couch layout. We don't know the details on that yet, but
we have ideas.
Stay tuned.
We have ideas in our head, and it's just seeing if we can make those ideas come to fruition, which I know we can because we see people remodel RVs all the time. Can it really be that hard?
We're going to find out. For anybody wondering, removing the valances, at least in the Alliance, it's very easy. They just have these brackets that you can see here. A couple holes in the walls, and they're held up by one screw that goes into the top. You can unscrew that, and it brings down the whole valance with the MCD shade. And the MCD shades are just held in by these little pop clips. So you just kind of break apart the valance, and you can pop the sage weight off. And they just, you re-screw those top clip brackets on here, and you have your shade. And Jessica plans to put in some nice flowy curtains or whatever.
Yeah.
Back to work. Alright, sorry for the air conditioner, but it's really hot. All the valances are gone, and I'll show you around.
Hi. I think it looks so much lighter. See, now once I get curtains in, it'll look homier too.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy project though.
Turn the lights on.
I feel that it opens it up a little bit more. Then once you get your curtains, those will look really good. And then once you get rid of these couches.
Yeah, these are the next thing to go. Plus
This
it's
is the major thing to go. This love seat is so broke.
It's okay. They are nice when you first get them, but they do break in really fast because we've only had this a year.
Yeah, but there's no lumbar support with that thing.
No, there's none. So like you have to use these little lumbar pillows if you want to be somewhat comfortable, and then they just break down over time, and it's yeah.
So we're kind of thinking possibly turning this back to a dinette, a couch here, a chair
Here,
and then our office and desk in the corner is our tentative plan.
And you know, to be honest, I might not even need to like build one. We could potentially find a desk that just fits in that space.
Yeah.
We just gotta do a little digging. But
That's where we are now.
don't look at this mess. Sorry. We weren't expecting our stuff to come this early, but it did. So what are we doing?
We are starting our remodel.
Well, technically we started already because we took all the valances off.
This thing's in great shape. I suppose anybody who's had these for a bit know that they're not that great.
Yeah, the RV furniture is just not...
It's not comfortable. It breaks down.
They're not bad when you first get them, but they do break down really fast, and I think that that's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
And you gotta be careful of that screw.
So they are screwed down. Make sure you remove the screws before you tear them out.
Oh, yeah.
Should we see how bad this goes?
Oh, gosh. Don't worry, we've only found like 1 million of these screws underneath this couch already, so there shouldn't be many things to take out.
Switches are out. Get a dog, they said.
You know what's really gross too is when we first got here, I actually pulled these chairs out and I swept all this. That was what, 3 weeks ago?
About a month.
About a month? Gross. Grody.
Where?
Right here. It's like something metal was digging into it.
Well, probably the chair.
Probably, since it wasn't
Well, there was
nailed down properly.
There's only the 2 screw holes just by your knee.
Yeah.
Those,
So there's these two. I'm assuming that was one because that also looks like one. And then...
there's nothing on this side.
No. Like...
So there was 4 screws holding in the couch, and we lost every single one of them in a year.
Oh, within like the first month. I mean, like, we found screws popping out of everywhere early on.
How's that magic eraser working?
It's actually working really great. Who would have thought? Just take a magic eraser to the floor.
Pretty stoked to gain some outlets. Starting the next phase of the renovation. Time to get rid of the couch.
Alright, we got the first coat on there. It says it's supposed to basically be done in one coat. We'll find out. I really like all the wood grain that you can still see in it, so I'm super happy about that. And David is working on the last of the desk legs.
I hate these stickers. Well, the desk fit in the RV.
It did.
It's gonna need a taller stool. It looks good, and everything's gonna work out the way we want it, which is always a plus when you're doing a home project.
When you're doing DIY stuff. We figured we could use like a adjustable bar stool, and that might be kind of cool. We got rid of our old RV furniture and finished our remodel project, and oh my god, it turned out amazing. Make sure you watch our next video for a full grand tour of our home on wheels.
After that project, we drove south to hang out with some of our closest friends at Oktoberfest in La Crosse, Wisconsin, the very same event where David and I met back in 2015. And then, the weekend after that, David and my sister surprised me for my 30th birthday with axe throwing, a sushi dinner, and some fun cocktails.
What do you got there?
The world's tiniest mule. I love this.
We're going to start also. Yeah, so
I feel like it's like mini teacups. For like a week, and so I'm really excited about it.
Oh, we finally got the good snow for it too.
We did.
Steve.
Look at how good it looks!
Should we name him Steve?
We name everything Steve.
I know.
Steve it is. In honor of Steve the plant, who I let die this year.
No, this is Chris's Steve's skeleton cousin.
Steve Snowman. Beat that.
Haha. Finally got the truck detailed after Alaska, and they did an amazing job. Nice buffed, waxed. Fender flares are back, painted properly. I put on protection film to hopefully protect the flares from future issues. So you can't even see it, but the line is right there. Did a very good job with the film too. And the biggest news, brand new windshield, and got our tint done. And Jessica's favorite part is the inside is spotless.
It's so nice. And I didn't have to do it.
How's winter RVing going?
Oh, dandy. Just dandy.
I don't think we've showed it yet, but this is how we've been doing our tanks here since we're visiting back home. We got flow jet macerator pump, which we just run out to sewer drain out. It works really well.
Yeah, actually, we haven't had any problems with it. It's a good way to do it.
If you ever want to just mooch dock at somebody's house and you're wondering how to dump your tanks, if you can't get close enough to the sewer clean out, there's the sign that we're out. But yeah, as I was saying, if you can't get close enough to the sewer clean out for your normal hose, this macerator pump works great. We're pumping at least a good 110 feet, and it works wonderful. And we've also done the MOOCHDOCKING slide tray upgrade. Loving that. And we got a couple little miscellaneous upgrades here before we... Oh boy. Turn it off! Well, let's try that again. No, it's still leaking. Might be time for a new one of these too. See if we can tighten it up.
I got a towel.
That's a little better. These Sava drops, by the way, are the best thing ever. You can actually keep track of how many gallons you have either going into your black tank for flushing and for when we fill our fresh. Always make sure the connections are tight. Thankfully, it didn't flood too bad. But we have been going through these like every 2 to 3 days. We opted not to do skirting because we only have about 3 weeks here, and we figured the cost didn't offset the amount of propane we'd go through for the price of skirting.
Although, I don't know, propane's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's gone up quite a bit. It's a cold one here in Wisconsin today, 35, and just want to do a little update. We have a week left of this contract, then we're off to Elkhart for some factory work.
Thanks for watching, and make sure you stay tuned for our next video where we show you our completed renovations and a full tour of our RV. We'll also go over all the work we had done at the Alliance factory and go over our thoughts about the process. Don't forget to like and subscribe.